block that has come from previous meetings, but we've met with the people from Hungary, and they have shown an interest in West Virginia, and we're very, very, very proud to have that interest. It's a several-pronged interest, but it starts with a level of manufacturing here within our state, and then it just blossoms beyond that. You know, we've had some terrific discussions and everything. The thing that I find the most interesting is just this. As you know, from time to time, you have people that come and they talk and everything, but they don't really drill down, you know, into the depths of what we're all about. You know, we welcome people, but so many times they're just coming as a delegation that's just, I hate to say it, but just lip service. But now this rascal right here, he got down in my stuff just a little while ago. And he is really, really smart. And we're really, really proud to have the minister with us. And but I think, you know, as you'll hear them discuss, Mike discuss, and we'll welcome your questions and everything. But again, this is a building block in a state that I have said so often. You know, we abound in natural resources. We've got 4 of the greatest seasons. We're located in a sweet spot in this nation, and we've got the very, very best people, and we all know it. We know it that are here and everything. The problem is the outside world has taken a long time to really be able to figure it out, and you'll see that, you know, Hungary and our nation today are becoming more and more and more united together, and that's really important on from a global standpoint, that we have a mutual respect and a mutual love for one another. You know, so as we go forward, I think we've got some exciting things, you know, that could come our way and make good things happen within West Virginia, and that's what we want to do.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Minister.
Governor, dear colleagues and friends, first of all, I'd like to pay respect to this wonderful state, West Virginia. We have looked at the latest developments, and we have discovered and explored some similarities with the dynamics in the Hungarian economy. 9 years ago, our country was in a terrible economic shape. We were under an IMF program, we had a high unemployment rate, a high deficit of budget, a high state debt. And since then, we have been running brave economic policies, which are considered by our friends to be unorthodox. And with those currently, we have the highest growth rate of the European Union. We have broken the record of employment. We have broken the record of inbound investments and exports in the meantime. And if I have a look at the developments here in West Virginia, what I see is that you have the highest growth rate of the United States. What I see is that you have broken the record of employment. You have improved your exports by 16% only within 1 year. We understand that you had the biggest growth of personal income, and I rather rely on you than the federal authorities, because you are here locally, so you might know things better than those couple hundreds of miles away. So actually we respect these developments pretty much, and we respect the similarities. And here I have to tell you that we have explored 2 areas, the petrochemical industry and IT, which will play the most important role in our economic cooperation. One of your companies, Dow Chemical, has been already there in Hungary. Automotive supplier company called Diamond has been in Hungary as well. I tried to convince some others to come and join Milan, for example, who has been in Hungary so far as well. And as we are in a change of dimension of our national economy, as we have reached full employment, we now concentrate more on higher added value, on more R&D, on higher standards of technology, and we do believe that through the cooperation with West Virginia, with the petrochemical industry here and the IT industry here, we will be successful in the competition within the European Union as well. West Virginia is the third state with which we sign economic cooperation agreement. Governor, we are excited about this cooperation. Today I had a wonderful opportunity to have a lecture at the University of Charleston where students were very responsive. They were really interested in the cooperation. They raised me the question, why at all West Virginia? I gave them the proper answer, I guess, because they seem to be satisfied with it. And we are here, and the celebration was not cancelled either. So we're happy and excited, and Governor, you can be sure that we will do our best in order to make this cooperation great to the benefit of the West Virginians and the Hungarians as well.
Thank you, sir. I've got to shake your hand. Thank you so much. I think we should sign it, but I think, you know, sure to goodness, I mean, I've got to sign this somewhere. Mike is going to sign it, our minister's going to sign it, and then I'm going to sign it behind that. So let's do one at a time, okay?
Minister?
You go first, sir.
Okay.
Very
We have
good.
2 copies because one in English, one in Hungarian. You can trust me, Governor. The Hungarian text says the same.
Well, I'm not very...
There you go, Governor. May I give you this Hungarian pen?
You surely can. Okay, now I'm signing below West Virginia right
I
here,
think you can
okay?
sign above me. Okay.
I'll sign above you then.
So I sign.
Well, I'm going to sign right here. You could tell from the speech of our minister here that he's got his act together. The country's got their act together. I mean, they're really on the move. This is good stuff, guys. Great stuff.
I'll trade and I'll take that one.
Okay. Oh, there's two. There's two. Y'all just took them all away.
Because
Hey, yes, sir.
Okay. We also need to sign it.
now if I can ask you, Governor.
Okay. Okay, now there's 2 pages here.
And one trade.
Okay. Now, did I miss one here?
No, you didn't. It's 2 signatures per copy.
Okay. There we go. Good stuff. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Pretty good, man. Okay.
Thank you.
Well,
That's it. It's official.
we're pretty proud of this, I can tell you that. And I hope that they feel the same, and I'm sure they do. Thank y'all. I mean, if we could turn it over to them, they may ask a question or two. Is that okay with you?
It's up to your permission.
Governor and Prime Minister, Foreign Minister, 2 years ago, we had a similar situation where there was a memorandum of understanding signed with China. A lot of people are disappointed that it hasn't really hit pay dirt yet. How soon might things happen here where we see jobs and exports and things? Are we talking about sooner rather than later? What's the timetable?
Well, let me lead off by commenting about China. Any and all of us know the situation that's going on today with China. And for anybody that's out there that's disappointed, I think their disappointment is grossly unfair. We all want, you know, more growth and more manufacturing and more people to come to West Virginia and everything else. And for the initial, you know, MOU that we signed and everything, all that's still at play. We all know it's all still at play, but, you know, just to tell you the honest truth, there are many now suitors that are coming, and every day it gets better, you know, as far as opportunity. All you got to do is look out there and just walk anywhere in West Virginia today, and you'd say, well, it's better. It's a heck of a lot better and everything. There's still tons that we can do, but with all that, in referencing this MOU, I think it's different in some ways. You know, with the Chinese situation, we always had an obstacle that we were going to have to clear with the federal government no matter what. And there's many other suitors that have come to play now in regard to the petrochemical industry. And it may very well be that an American company ends up being the #1 leader of the band in that. But that will come, and that is right on the horizon and everything. Today, you've got all kinds of issues that are going on, you know, with fossil fuels and issues that have got to be overcome. Again, there's just this thing is always a moving target, and there's always many obstacles that you've got to, or hoops you've got to jump through, and your choices are real simple, and that is stay the way we were and do nothing, or get out and try to make it happen. You know, that's your choices. That's all there is to it. Well, I'm a real believer that, you know, you get out and try to make it happen. Sure, there's going to be obstacles along the way, and this Chinese situation with the tariffs and all that kind of stuff, I mean, for crying out loud, we know that everybody's lockjawed right now. Hopefully that'll get worked out. But if it doesn't, there's many other suitors, and this is a wonderful, wonderful place with incredible natural resources and incredible potential as far as the petrochemical industry, and an incredible relationship with our president. So now, this situation is somewhat different. Now, I'll let the minister, you know, elaborate on when there's a possibility of, you know, real action happening and real jobs happening here.
Look, today I'm meeting 3 companies already about how to improve the cooperation from the field of software engineering, pharmaceutical, and chemical. And what I can tell you is that we have 2 companies from Hungary which have already been carrying out negotiations about locating production and development facilities here. One on the side of defense industry. They are looking for a big plot, 10,000 square meters whole, to carry out production on the field of defense industry here, close to Charleston, like an hour drive from here. And Hungarian IT companies are interested in being part of your development programs when it comes to the big databases here. So you will soon see a couple of Hungarian companies coming here, creating jobs and creating added value to the economic performance of this wonderful state.
I'd like to add just this ingredient back too. Today, Hungary and the U.S. are allies, great friends. The situation with the China situation is we didn't have that. We knew we had that obstacle we had to clear, and to be perfectly honest, you know, as we started down that path, before we could clear that obstacle and everything, what happened was the tariffs came into play. And so in this situation, we don't have that. We've got a government that's on the move, and a government that's doing a lot of great stuff and leading the European Union. So without that, and they're friends, and so without that, you know, I think we'll move, and I think we'll move very quickly.
Governor, the China energy deal, that MOU still hasn't been released. Would you give your word right now to release this MOU or the foreign minister publicly?
I think we could release this MOU publicly, you know, and I think we could do that. I think we're still under some confidentiality agreement with the China situation. I'd release it in a second. It's not me holding it up. I just think from a legal standpoint that I may not be able to do it.
You can receive it in Hungarian as well. That's all.
I noticed you toured the University of Charleston today as well, and there are some military officials here. Are there going to be some joint military exercises and some educational opportunities beyond the manufacturing stuff you talked about?
We would be happy if some further cooperation could be implemented between University of Charleston and our universities, given the fact that there are students from 43 countries here in the University of Charleston. We hope to be added as the 44th, Mr. President. And we understand that the University of Charleston provides its students with opportunities to take part in education training programs outside of the United States. And then very recently, one such a program led the students to come to Hungary as well. And I hope that this phenomenon will be put on a more continuous basis. When it comes to defense cooperation, look, we have a good cooperation traditionally with the National Guard of one of your neighboring states, and we really would like to expand this cooperation, and we hope that the National Guard of West Virginia will accept the Hungarian military forces as a cooperation partner. If there's an openness from the West Virginian side, we would be happy to enter into this field of cooperation as well.
Good deal.
Governor, it just strikes me when he talked about the piece of property they're looking for, might they be talking about the old Hobet site? Is that a possibility, or are you looking elsewhere in the state, or can you even say at this point in time?
I'm following the lead of both these gentlemen. Both of them looked at me like, we can't answer that right now and everything, but I think we're pretty close to settling in on a site within an hour's drive of Charleston, and that's I think that's fair to say.
That's fair.
Okay.
Is West Virginia providing any kind of economic incentives here?
We have discussed different things. We have not obligated ourselves thus far, but I would be an advocate that we need to do any and everything we possibly can within the realms of reasonableness and everything to try to incentivize any and everybody to come here. I am a business guy first and foremost. I want to try to do anything we possibly can to bring people to this state to create jobs, because once they get a taste of West Virginia, they're going to love it just as much as I love it. So yes, we have had some preliminary discussions, no obligations whatsoever thus far, but I want to try to help any way that I can possibly help.
Thank you.
Do we have any sense of scale yet in terms of numbers of jobs that could be coming to the area as a result of this?
I think the sense of scale is, I think we crawl before we walk, and we walk before we run. I don't think this is a sense of scale that that we're going to have 10,000 jobs day after tomorrow and move in that kind of direction. But I'll let the minister speak.
Well, actually, if we speak about these two areas of defense industry and as the IT involvement, I think for the first step we can speak about a couple hundred. And we hope that after warming up, we're going to be running as well.
Well, 200 jobs is not just crawling. That's significant. That's really significant. And so we'll start with that and be very, very, very happy and very appreciative.
Thank you. So we are.
All right, we're out of here. Thank y'all.